We're live. Hey everyone, welcome to a special episode on the Felix Comic Art YouTube channel. It's our NYFC, New York Felix Con 2022 wrap-up chat and claim sale. And we have a special guest. And the special guest is my new producer on the show, Jason K. You've seen him in the chat as JKZA. How do you pronounce that, Jason? Is that JKZA? J Kizza?
It's actually J Kizza, yes. Like
Kizza.
the Jizza and the Rizza.
All right. You know him from the Felix Comic Art podcast, former guest, and now host of his own show. Started his own channel. It's called Comic Art Collector. Do I have that right, Jason?
Comic Art Channel.
Comic Art Channel. Okay, Comic Art Channel. Started it maybe about a month ago. Been kind of under the radar, very quiet, but producing really fun content. So check out Comic Art Channel on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe. Jason, it's all things comics, and of course comic art. And he has a frequent guest on, another former Felix Comic Art panelist, Mr. Yo Curry. They've had some good discussions about comic art, of course, and the market and auction results. And I know the latest one you guys just did, which I haven't had a chance to listen to yet, but looks like you guys get into the emergence of color guides. Or you object. I'm guessing you object to that term being applied to those pieces. And like the Ken Stacy Spawn 2 cover selling for like $160K. That's definitely something noteworthy. I'll just say for myself, Ken Stacy is an excellent artist and a memorable artist in his own right. But that piece, coloring over a printout of McFarlane's line work is to me just a glorified color guide. That's what it is to me. Now people can value it however they value it, pay whatever they want to pay for it. But to me, it's a glorified color guide, no different than the Lynn Varley color pieces she did for Dark Knight. And you know what a Dark Knight nut I am, and I think Lynn Varley is one of the top 2 greatest colorists ever. But ultimately, it's not. It's just not real OA to me. Maybe.
Yeah,
Okay, I think we got a pretty full house tonight. So let me just say hello to Bad Bear Comics. I know who you are. Bunk Master B. Not sure who you are. Whiskey Geeks. Matthew Todd. How you doing, Matthew? Absurd 13. My buddy John. Robert Philissette. Bootlegging is a Habit. Also known as Dan T. Ryan Brockner. Jesse Morgan. Raj Patel. I Am So. Grant Riddle. Mark V. Mike Cushion. Ron Lim. I just saw, it's funny, Jason. I was in San Francisco today. I just saw Ron Lim. Good seeing Ron again. Jason Williams, Bill Johnson, Mike Sitchie, YouTube user who will not be eligible for any claims or any prizes because that's just too anonymous. I'm sorry, YouTube user. Log in under. I recognize these handles at least, if not the names. Morgan Hatfield, Marvin Uloa, Ideal Alamon, Marcus Way, James Hall, Joanne and Tunis, again, tuning in from Portugal. Always doesn't matter what time of day it is or night it is over there. He's a loyal viewer. Thank you so much, Joao. ML, Mike, Sheldon Walsh, Matthew Gegg, TAMD1, Aranga, Tobin Pope, Samuel Rojas, Reba J, another international viewer from Australia. Justin Waller, Scott Winga, how you doing, Scott? Jackson Pollock, Robert E, Jonathan Tan. Wow, this is a big room. Don Bargenda, Scott Arnold. If I said your name already, I apologize. Anthony Toe 80, Sebastian, Jimmy Lawson, Paul P, Noam Polian, Sam Rivera. I'm gonna have to stop here soon. Chris Lutz, George Chan, Hyder Stacker. Hyder had a really good question for our last podcast. Alex Silver, James Miller, Vincent Contreras, E. Lee, Vincent Hilton, Jimmy Raya's Art, Tim L, Ron Sonnenthal. Ron is here too. Hey, Ron. Richard Mountfort, Greg Blob, Christine F, Daniel Jacobs, Mike Choi, Bill Uncles, Kevin Koss, Crazy, Christine Cortez, Stacy DeLong, Kyle Emmich, JC Padilla, the Afronaut, Joe Atala. This is crazy. So anyway, thank you all for coming. This is our wrap-up event for NYFC 2022. NYFC is, of course, New York Felix Con. And what New York Felix Con is bringing you that crazy convention experience to your home, where you don't even have to, you don't have to attend a show, go through all the trouble of attending a show, get to kind of participate at home with some absolutely amazing art and art for all budgets. So really tried to make it a fun event. And, this one is our third NYFC. And we also do SDFC. Again, San Diego Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, those are the two big ones. I know if it's if you can make it, great. But if you can't, that's what SDFC and NYFC are all about. This latest edition was an absolute blockbuster. Thanks to you guys. Day one was all sketches, and we sold 69 out of 71 sketches at the drop. Day two was we went the other direction, all covers, all big trophy pieces, and we moved 22 out of 30. Day three was a surprise drop number one, and it was more covers, but this time Marvel, all Marvel centric, all Marvel covers. Marvel is just huge for comic art hobby, and we sold 28 out of 32 covers. We had just amazing covers by Ryan Stegman, Jeff Shaw, Nick Klein, Daniel Warren Johnson, and again, 20 out of 32 of those went. So thanks to everyone for that. Day four was another surprise drop. This time it was a sketch list opportunity. So our first drop was all sketches. They were pre-done sketches. The sketch list opportunity was just, you had a chance to get on a sketch list just like you would at a show. And we were able to get some great artists participating. We got Andrew McLean, Stephen Green, and for the first time ever, Marcio Takara. Marcio is a relatively new artist for us. We don't add too many artists, so he's been with us for years. First drop with us was actually a year ago, New York Felix Con 2021. And then in a total surprise, I thought it was a surprise, I hope it was a surprise, we did a 4x6 head sketch opportunity for Daniel Warren Johnson, which has only been available at shows. And even at the show, you have to get a ticket to get that chance. And we opened that up to everyone yesterday. And anyway, 40 spots between all four guys. Those all went, so 40 out of 40 yesterday. And today it's time to chat. Anything you guys want to talk about, whether it's New York Felix Con, comic art hobby, whatever. Jason is going to be checking out everyone's comments for me. He's going to be, bringing them up to my attention. Any questions, any comments you guys have, we're happy to talk about it. And also, we're adding a claim show component to this. And if you're tuning in, I say good for you. The thing about collecting art is it's not easy, and there's a certain amount of hustle involved because there's only so much art to go around. And if you're here, it means you're motivated, and I want to reward you. So we got some really cool pieces for very, very low prices. I mean, these are like practically giving these pieces away, but it's special just for the most loyal audience members. And it pays to tune in live when you can. I think that's it for now. Jason, am I missing anything? Oh, let me explain why Jason is producing the show rather than Yams, the guy who does everything else. Yams this weekend is in LA attending a big event. It was some kind of official, Lucasfilm Star Wars party. No joke. It was a Star Wars themed party. It was all the celebrities. He got into that, and that's where he is. So he's having a great time. I've been getting tons of pictures on my phone, and Jason has graciously offered to step in, or rather, I enlisted him, and he accepted. And I thank you very much, Jason. So that's why this looks a little different. Jason has a StreamYard account. We usually do it very, very low tech at Yam's apartment. Just one camera. You see the art. You don't need to look at us. But we're doing it. This is pretty much the default, I think, for like Bill Cox's show. I think other people are sort of doing the same thing. We do it a little bit differently. Any questions? See, I see one from Kevin Koss. Next year, C2E2 and MegCon are during the same weekend. I'm assuming you do C2E2. But do you know where Felix will rep? Kevin, if you're asking me, we're going to be at C2E2, not MegaCon. Okay. Absurd 13 says, beautiful stuff this week. So glad JL had some stuff on the drop. He had some stuff on the drop, Absurd 13, and there may be some JL tonight too. Hang tight. Okay, Matt has a question. Thanks, Jason. I would love to ask a question. Sorry if it may come off as weird, but what is the best way to set up a commission? I'm on the spectrum, and I have a hard time talking to artists online. Matt, don't worry about it. Not a weird question. If you want to set up a commission, you have to get on my mailing list, which means you sign up for the newsletter. So go to my website, felixcomicart.com. You scroll to the bottom, and you can see the sign up section. Just enter in your email address, and you'll get a confirmation email. So whenever artists become available for commissions, I let everyone know via the newsletter, and all those commission opportunities are offered to subscribers exclusively. So you have to be a subscriber to the newsletter to have a shot at the commission list. Matthew Todd asks, so besides the New York Felix Con, thank you again for all the hard work. Felix, have any recent story or event in the hobby caught your attention? If so, what might they be? Any recent story or event? I'm help me out here, Jason. Anything come to mind?
I don't know. I think I don't know why the big stuff is maybe Peach Momoko going nuts at
okay, well, okay, let's reword that. Peach Momoko did not go nuts.
I mean, yeah, getting overwhelmed by ridiculous, crazy speculator / I don't know who.
Okay, so for those who don't know, at New York Comic Con, Peach Momoko was at the show. She was set up. She was signing, and the deal is, if you haven't been to a con in the last few years, is that you basically get charged for signatures by most of the talent. The artists at Felix Comic Art, we've made a decision not to charge for signatures, but otherwise, almost all your artists and creators, especially writers, will charge for signatures. And not my preference. I'm an old school guy. I started going to shows in the 80s, and meeting a favorite creator was just something you did, and was something fun, and they'd sign something for you. It was like a nice memento, and that was it. And so that's kind of how it's all. I prefer it, but in the years since, especially since internet started, I have to say I really think this is on collectors. People just started flipping things, and they started monetizing that interaction. So, what do you expect creators to do? This is just a sort of natural progression of everything. It's just everything is just commercial now. But Peach did not charge for SIGs, and she was also doing like remarks, which are simple doodles on covers for very low price, below what her market rate really should be. And so there was just long lines for her, and everyone wants to sort of get in on it. And there's a long line that starts before the show even opens. So if you're wondering why is there a line before the show even opens, it's because people with dealer badges who are already in the show are lining up. Now, there's a lot of anger from the collecting community, from regular attendees toward exhibitors. But the fact of the matter is, it's not really exhibitors who are in line, or not necessarily exhibitors. They're people with exhibitor badges. And so the distinction is, an exhibitor is someone who sets up the show and is doing business the show, selling the show, promoting the show, whatever. They're working the show. Someone with an exhibitor badge isn't necessarily an exhibitor. They just have the exhibitor badge. So they got hooked up. They know someone who's an exhibitor or whatever. And so they got an exhibitor badge, and they're lining up. and it's all to gain an edge. It's to beat out the regular attendees in that line. And so there was a lot of resentment built up, and it kind of boiled over. And there was even I heard, like, I think a couple guys got into a fist fight. It all happened in front of her. It completely traumatized her, as you would expect. And it's a very unhappy experience overall. And I think there's definitely a lot of finger pointing after the show. But to my mind, there should definitely be some soul searching as well, because it's not just dealers who are the culprits. All I'll say is, not every dealer is a devil, and not every collector is a saint. It really just comes down to a lot of people in line for the opportunity to flip. So definitely greed played a part. Anyway, we probably spent way too much time talking about the Peach Momoko situation, but that's what happened. Any other questions that you saw? Tim L says, opinions on the LIFO prelim on HA, will it go for millions? Tim L, if it goes for millions, to me it was rigged. There's no way those should go for millions. And I'm not downplaying the importance of them. Prelims to me are definitely more interesting than color guides, but they shouldn't go for what finished public art should go for. They definitely have importance. They have value. If anybody is paying a lot of money for those, it's a to me that's probably a speculative play. Scott Arnold asks, have you ever done a Toronto conventions or any plans to do one? Scott, have not done one. Thinking about it, it's not really a unilateral decision. I mean, the show kind of has to want us. So we've been approached, and it may happen one of these days. I would love to visit Toronto myself, show or no show. Paul, please, any chance of you coming to Fan Expo in New Orleans in January? Almost none, Paul. Sorry about that. January's just not a great month for us. And Fan Expo New Orleans is not on our radar. So how we decide to do shows is we kind of try to do them, pick out shows that will cover, a geographic area. So the 5 big shows we do are San Diego, which covers, West Coast, this southern part of the West Coast. Emerald City, which covers the northern part. C2E2, Midwest. Heroes, the South, and New York Comic Con Northeast. And then we'll work in some some smaller shows too, but probably not New Orleans. Felix, what would you say have been your biggest pieces you've ever sold? Anything bigger than Akira? Well, we've sold a lot of Akira pieces. We probably sold more Akira pieces than anything. But in terms of overall value, boy, hard to say, because we don't just sell complete issues. We sell out a complete series. And just off the top of my head, I think the Ryan Stegman Venom stuff has been huge for us. So we sold all of Ryan Stegman's Venom. The project after that was Absolute Carnage. Sold every single piece of that. And then that culminated in selling the 3rd series, King in Black, complete, like every page to every issue, to one buyer. And I talked about this before. The buyer has plans to open up his own comic art museum. I know there's a lot of skepticism when I mentioned that, but time will tell. He has secured the land for it, so we'll see. Maybe I'll go ahead and start with the first claim. Jason, maybe go ahead and enlarge me so that at least people can have a better look at the art. All right, our first piece is going to be, hang on a second. Going to start off with a cool piece here. It's a 4x6 Wonder Woman, signed by Cliff Chang. Simple, but like everything Cliff does, it's elegant. And if you are reading Catwoman Lonely City, issue 4 just came out, and it is excellent. He nails the landing. In my mind, Cliff Chang's Catwoman Lonely City is going to be up for a lot of Eisners. It's going to be a tough category because it'll be up for the limited series category, and our own Matthias Bergara and Step by Bloody Step, I think, is a real contender. And, between those two, pick them. Then we also have Daniel Warren Johnson's Dual Powerbomb. We're going to have Tradmore's Doctor Strange. I don't know that will be eligible for 2023, probably 2024. Same with Ian Bertram's Precious Metal. But I dare say, Catwoman Lonely City may be the prohibitive favorite. This is what he was best known for at DC before Catwoman. Wonder Woman. If you want this is $20. That's it, $20 for a Wonder Woman sketch signed by Cliff. It's really cool how he worked this into it. $20, and you have to type a phrase, okay? And the phrase, actually, just how about 2 words? How about just 1 word? Eisner. Eisner. First person type in Eisner gets it. $20. Can't beat it. Anybody want this? Anyway, it's there. We have a bunch of people type in Eisners, I see. Who was the first one, Jason? I think is it Anthony? Anthony, very good job, Anthony. We also had Sam Rivera, Mike, I Am So, Justin Waller, Paul P, Tim L, Samuel Rojas, Brian Weaver, Mark V, Jackson Pollock, ML, Comic Art Boston, Jesse Morgan, and on and on and on. Lots of people trying for that. Okay, so congratulations, Jonathan Toe. Anybody who wins, you got to email me after this is over so I know, so we can settle up, so I know who you are, etc. Make sure you email me, felixcomicart@gmail.com, or the contact tab on my site. All right, we're going to follow up that Cliff Chang piece with more Cliff Chang. How about Aaron from Paper Girls? Oh no, we're not done yet. How about Mac? We got those two. Might as well have KJ. And if you got KJ, you kind of need Tiffany to finish the set. So we got four Paper Girl sketches signed by Cliff, the entire gang. 4x6. You can frame them up on top of each other, side by side, whatever you want to do. Really cool. All the Paper Girl art we've had has sold. I talked about complete series sellout. That would be one of them. And this is written by Brian K. Vaughan, one of our favorite writers. And it's a classic. I think it's an evergreen. Was recently adapted to an Amazon show, which they did not renew for season 2, which was just crazy, mind-blowing. If you haven't seen it, I will tell you, as someone who's generally skeptical about adaptations, I thought it was excellent. I thought it was really well done. I like that they sort of, they started doing their own thing, but they maintained the flavor of the show. They maintained the integrity of the characters. So really well done show, and one and done. So if you want this set is $40. That's it, $40. You get all 4 pieces, $40. And what I want you to type is Amazon blew it. Amazon freaking blew it. First person type Amazon blew it, gets all 4 Paper Girl sketches for $40. We got anyone, Jason? Oh, they come in all at once, don't they? Jason Williams. We also have Morgan Hatfield, Losap and J, Mike Uranga, Don Bargenda, Tim L, Justin Waller, Gabriel Michaels, Ben Uncles, Marcus Way, Jonathan Tan, Absurd 13, Brian Weaver, Joe Talib, and on and on and on. Boy, so many guys typed in. Congratulations. I thought that's a really cool little set there for $40. I'm telling you. Absurd 13, yes. Felix, how was visiting Ian's studio? Well, Absurd 13, it was amazing. And it's not just Ian's studio. It's also Tradmore's studio. They share a studio together now in Brooklyn. It was very exciting. And I got to see I got to see them work on Precious Metal and Doctor Strange, respectively, and mind blowing. You guys just aren't ready. I wasn't ready, but yeah, you guys really aren't ready. I've seen the art now, and I'm still not ready. But those two guys in the same room, they're definitely feeding off each other. You know, they're pushing each other to greater and greater heights. So just being in that room, and I was in there with Lambert and Yams. You can feel it. Just absolutely electric. All right, let's go on to the next piece, and this is another cool piece by a guy I think has been under the radar for a long time, and that's changing, and it's going to change in a big way in a few weeks in November. And I'm talking about my boy Ryan Sook. And this is just a little pencil sketch he did. He's working out Superboy for his run on Legion of Superheroes that he did with Brian Michael Bendis. It was a big high-profile DC run from about a year and a half ago. I think we've sold all the art from that thing too. Anyway, this is like really detailed pencils, and this is yours for $20. It's 11 by 17 paper, I think. Let me double check. Anyway, it's bigger than 4x6. I'm sorry, it's 8.5 by 8.5 by 14. But you get a really cool pencil head there. So how about we type in Superboy, 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 and you get this pencil Superboy sketch for $20. $20. That's it. Who we got, Jason? Rico. Hey, Rico Renzi. Rico Renzi, the famous colorist, Rico Renzi. You work your magic on that when you get it, Rico. Congratulations. We also had Stripe 183, Raj Patel, Gnome, Palian, Sam Rivera, Mike D, Kyle Emmich, Mike Sitchy, Travis Libin. Thanks so much, guys. Poop Kid, nice name. Jesse Morgan, Justin S, Absurd 13, and whoa, and more. Lots. Well, if you missed that one, that's okay, because we got more Legion of Superhero for you. This one is Triplicate Girl. Triplicate Girl. This one's a little bigger, a little more detailed. So we're going to say this is $30, and type in Triplicate Girl. This is Ryan Sook, pencil sketch number 2. And the cool thing is he signs every piece. Poop Kid, who are you, Poop Kid? I don't know if I accept that name. I don't think I've seen you before. I'm a little skeptical. E. Lee, if you're the OMAC fan, E. Lee, you are next in line. If I don't accept Poop Kid, you'll be next. So Poop Kid, you better write me fast. So I'm a little skeptical about Poop Kid. We also got Brian Weaver, Jesse Morgan, Kyle Emmich, Bill Johnson, Virginia Trail Guide, Ben Uncles, Rico Renzi. Poop Kid says, I do work for Jim, LOL. Jim who? Wouldn't mean Jim Halpern, our friend of Felix Comic Art, Felix Comic Art Podcast, Jim Halpern. If so, then okay, maybe I do accept that. All right. Any questions? Any comments? Bootlegging said Amazon did Paper Girls series dirty by not renewing it. It was really good. See, if you don't believe me, listen to Bootlegging. Ronald says my internet must be choking. I saw it typed in the chat before Felix said it. Yeah, you are choking. Oh, Jim Lee. You work for Jim Lee. Okay, that's impressive, Poop Kid. Does he call you Poop Kid? I mean, does he know you as Poop Kid? If so, if he accepts Poop Kid, I guess I should too. Okay, let's go. Let's see. More Legion of Superhero for you guys. It's Saturn Girl. This one's like a full figure. Pencil, full figure. And also $30, just $30. $30. So the first one you had to type in, the first one was Superboy, you typed in Superboy. Second one was Triplicate Girl, you typed in Triplicate Girl. Take a wild guess. What are you supposed to type in for Saturn Girl? Yes, Saturn Girl. Who's going to go Saturn Girl? I think if you're sharp, you jumped on it. You knew. Jonathan Tan. Congratulations, Jonathan. Was Jonathan Tan a winner of one of the earlier ones, or is that someone else? Anyway, maybe you're a two-time winner. Congrats. All right, we're plowing through this, and this is our let's see, Richard, precious metal. Any release date? Richard, I wish I had a release date for you. All I can say is 2023. You know, he's on issue 5 of 6, and if you're curious about the art, I will tell you that the first 3 issues have sold complete, and it wasn't. You know, we prefer to wait for the series to come out for any of the artists I rep to sell the art. In this case, it actually helped them finance the production of the book. It's allowing Ian to take his time with the art. So that's the reason the art has already sold for issues 1 through 3. He's going to keep at least one of the remaining issues, and I'm hoping we'll get an issue to break up. So if your question is when will the book come out, it's coming out next year. If you were trying to figure out when the art would be available, that's the situation with the art. Any artists doing the X books on the horizon? Not that I can think of, bootlegging. Not off the top of my head. But you know, things happen really fast too, so who knows? Gabriel, how do folks buy the art before it releases? They ask about it. You know, they inquire about it. Some people buy the art sight unseen. And I think in the case of Precious Metal 1 and 2, they were bought sight unseen. Okay. I mean, you know, it's just people get crazy and they're super motivated, and you know, they do what they have to do. Thanks, episode 13 is a safe bet with your crew, man. Well, I believe so. And you know, if you read Little Bird, then and House of Penance before that, I think Ian's track record speaks for itself. Yeah, safe bet. All right, so I saved my favorite Ryan Sook sketch for last. This is the last Ryan Sook sketch for our claims sale, and it is Batman. Batman. And what's cool about Batman is this is what's going to blow up Ryan. And it's not like this Batman, but Ryan's own Batman. DC gave Ryan carte blanche to come up with his own Batman for a title called Dark Crisis Batman. It's set in a universe where there is no Justice League, and so Batman is alone, and it's just it's hellscape. He got to design his own Batman, his own Batmobile, his own Joker, his own Rogues Gallery. Unbelievable first issue. If you watched our last unboxing, I showed you all the pages. You got the preview. Best work of his career, just incredibly rendered art. And I think we will be breaking up that issue in November, so keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, you got your traditional DC stalwart Batman here, and this pencil sketch is $40. And what do you think you're supposed to type? You're supposed to type Dark Crisis Batman. Not Batman, but Dark Crisis Batman. First person to type Dark Crisis Batman gets this Ryan Sook Batman pencil sketch for $40. That's it, $40. This one is well, they're all great, but who's the first with Dark Crisis Batman? Mark Repsch. Congratulations, Mark Mike Repsch, congratulations. You got Ryan Sook Batman signed. Tight pencils. Cool. We had a bunch of people type in. We had Justin Waller, I Am So, Robert E., Anthony Toe, Scott Wingo, Seth W., DG Vic, Jimmy C., Noam Polian, Sam Ross, Brian Weaver, Ben Uncles, Travis Lieben, Jonathan Tan, and on, Strife, Jesse Morgan, Sheldon Walsh. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you, and congratulations again to Mike. Padel just showed up. You are so late to this, Padel, but there's still amazing art left. We are, let's see, we're not even halfway through yet, so we should probably get going. This is from, this guy is truly generational talent, and this guy has influenced this generation of artists more than any artist. I am, of course, speaking of James Herron. Check out that, and that is not James Herron. That is Jack Kirby, but inked by James. So James printed out some blue line Kirby faces and figures as inking practice. He is a huge Kirby fan. So people have been massively influenced by James. Kirby is a big influence for James, and this is just an inking exercise. Very cheap, $40. And type in generational talent. I'm mixing it up. I see some of you already typing in Kirby. Too bad. Generational talent. Get this for $40, inked. Very cool. Jason, you tell me who gets this. Pat L. All right. Good job, Pat. I think we've had a different winner for every piece so far. That's amazing. Really cool. Poop Kid number 2. Sorry, not this time, Poop Kid. Scott Wingo, Virginia Trail, Sam Rivera, Anthony Toe, Don Bargenda, Sam Ross, Brian Weaver, and on and on. Wow, everyone's jumping in. Thanks so much for trying, but we're not done with James yet. We also have this prelim for a commission he was working on, but you got Big Barda, you got him working on Dark Side. Really cool peek at the process, all original. James' art sells out quick. So how about we type in, so this was so the way he had this laid out is Big Bard is holding off these hounds, and Dark Side is watching the whole scene. So let's just go with Dark Side. Dark Side, and yeah, how much is this one? $40. $40 for a cool pencil prelim piece. First person with Dark Side. Who we got, Jason? Show me the winner. Anthony Toe. Okay, so our first repeat winner. I think Anthony Toe won the first piece. First repeat winner. But everyone jumping in on it. This next piece is more James Herron goodness, and this is 2 for the price of 1. He worked on 2 pieces, and he, for whatever reason, I could have peeled this off, made it 2 pieces, but it's both on the same piece of paper. You want to make it 2 pieces? Go for it. You got Wolverine, and I'm not sure who this is. Is that Iceman? I can't tell. Wolverine and Dude, and this is $40. $40, and just type in Wolverine. Wolverine, $40 to James Herron pencil pieces. See, these are inked. I can't beat that. I suspect someone's probably going to cut these out and make 2 pieces out of it. But if you do, well, that's on you. Mike D, congratulations, Mike D, winner. That's a cool piece. All right, we're going to take a little break here. Jason, we have any other comments or questions? Pat L, does proper spelling count? Only for Poop Kid. Everyone else, if you're close, I will accept it. Poop Kid, I got my eye on you. I'm gonna be extra hard on Poop Kid. No, I'm just kidding, Poop Kid. You are apparently Jim Lee's boys. So, is James Herring going to do the Fourth World Kirby? That'd be great. I'd love to see that. But right now, James is working Ultra Mega. Ranga's just here for the typos. Well, I think you've gotten your money's worth so far, Ranga. I can't wrap my head around a full book. What is the average price range of a full book, roughly, Scott? It's just I don't know what the average price is because it's just a range, We've sold complete issues for as low as 4,000. That's with just the interiors, no cover, because some issues don't come with a cover, all the way up to 70,000. So it just depends, but that is the range. Any major titles coming for sale in the near future? Complete or broken up, but the answer would be yes to either one. Any latest? Great question, Kevin, and the answer is no. I wish there was, but no, it's not going to be available. Not anytime soon, anyway. Rico says, I missed payment info for winners. Just send you an email. Yes, Rico, just send me an email and we'll settle up that way. Marvin Alua asks, Felix, what were some of your favorite cover sketches from this week? Oh, you're asking me to choose? That's not easy. I'll take a look, though. Well, for covers, the one blockbuster cover was, maybe this is cheating, 6 covers. Jeff Shaw did 6 interlocking, connecting covers for the Hulk versus Thor Banner of War event, and each cover represented a different decade. So you had the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, 90s, the aughts, and the teens, and just an amazing piece altogether. So congrats to the lucky buyer of that piece. There was a Nick Klein painted Hulk cover. That was really cool. At Hulk and Titan. There all the pieces were just excellent. There was I'm just going through now that stuck out to me. Chris Burnham is doing all the covers for the Creep Show anthology series that's coming out from Skybound, and one of my favorites of those was the one with the spinner rack, of course, all the comics. Sanford Green did a killer Black Manta cover, which is actually still available. At some point it won't be, but right now it still is. And then as far as sketches, man, look, I really liked we had a lot from James Herring. You saw the unboxing. We showed off all those pieces. We put them up and they all went. One piece that really stood out was a 11x17 artist choice. Really like that piece. Daniel Warren Johnson did a Beta Ray Bill. It was a 6x9, but those 6x9s are pretty much full commission quality now. We used to call them sketches, but we still call them sketches because they're 6x9. But they're fully finished. And he drew one. He asked me to sell because he invited all his friends out for a steak dinner, and he just wanted to pay for the steak dinner with a sketch, and it sold. So he paid for the steak dinner. But probably the most impressive bunch of sketches were from Jeffrey Allen Love. He had been working in the sketchbook, just playing around, experimenting, working with screen tones, and he was just doing his own creations, but then some things he enjoyed, like Ghost Cage, Shaolin Cowboy, Ultra Mega, and of course all those sold. So speaking of Jeffrey Allen Love, why don't we get on with it? Ron Lim asks, are you setting up at Fan Expo San Francisco or just walking around? If you're setting up, will any artists be with you? I am. setting up. I mean, it's a tough weekend. That's Thanksgiving weekend. It's just not a great weekend as far as I'm concerned to be doing this show. But I think that was the only opportunity they had to get Moscone Center. So I'm going to be out of town for Thanksgiving on Thursday. The show starts on Friday. Friday's my travel day. So, but I am planning to be on the show Saturday and Sunday. And yes, I will have artists there. On Friday, Yams will be in charge. And then I'll show up Saturday and Sunday. The artists are going to be Andrew McLean, Stephen Green, and Marcio Takara. Bad Bear Comics asks, how often do you take on new artists? Not very often, Bad Bear Comics. Not very often at all. I always wanted to keep it kind of small. I'm never interested in having the longest list of names. I don't think that's anyway, not how I prefer to do it. Whiskey Geeks asks, can you please talk to Ryan O about doing another Grizzly Shark book, please? So you can mention that to Brian yourself on social media. He's pretty responsive. Jimmy C asks, do any comic art dealers try to buy pages on artist drops? Not often. I mean, once in a while it does happen, but not too often. And they aren't very successful often. And the reason for that is, the people who are most successful, I mean, sometimes it's random luck, but usually it's people who try out the drops and sort of got the hang of it. They're used to it. Ben Uncle says, no question, just want to say thanks for the Stewart drop. Still can't believe I own a page for my favorite Superman story ever. Congrats, Ben. Yeah, I need to thank Stewart for giving me the opportunity. It's been great. It's been a real honor to work with Stewart. Bad Bear Comics, did you ever have a desire to be a comic artist or writer? When I was younger, and when I was like a teenage fan, but I figured out pretty quickly that I was nowhere near talented enough to. Anyway, I'm my own harshest critic, so the answer is it didn't last long. Ron Lynn says, please convince Yuko to do commissions. Working on it, Ron. Working on it. Okay. Adam says, when will Langdon Foss do commissions again? I'm not sure. So he's been juggling a bunch of big projects. He has this one long fantasy project he's been working on for one of the major publishers, and that's supposed to be coming out. And he's also been working with Jonathan Hickman on Three Worlds, Three Moons, their Substack comic that's going to be published as well. So he's busy. Bilquis Evely, next project. Secret, Travis. Can't talk about it. Stage Long says, DJ, say what his next project is. You mean after Do a Powerbomb? Not publicly announced, but I may be privy to that and can't say. But I think you guys will find it very interesting. Travis says, any art coming from Bilquis Evely? Not anytime soon, I don't think. So, from Bilquis, we had the things she just did was Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and that's another one we sold every single page, every cover, everything, the whole thing. Bootlegging Habits says, is that Alien Commission DWJ on Instagram last week headed your way? Yes, it is headed my way, but I will be shipping it out to the collector who got it. I wanted it. I believe me, I would love to have it, but that was not my commission. Marvin says, oh, are you going to be getting any Stephen Green 3W3M, which is 3 World 3 Moon pages? I will be, Marvin. I've gotten pages before. They are, the short stories are like 6 to 8 pages, and they've been selling complete. But I think we will have some available, to break up. Pat L says, is the Bilquis project creator owned? I can't say, Pat L. I can't say. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, we were talking about Jeffrey Allen Love, and let's go with Jeffrey Allen Love. So we had 12 sketches that we dropped during day one. The sketch drop, they all sold. I saved a couple just for this event, and probably 2 of my favorites. The first one is Spider-Man. I mean, this is such a cool Spider-Man. I love it. Little Spider-Man over the cityscape, just give you a scale of the whole thing. Uh, Very elegant. I'm sorry, there's a little glare on this, but you get the idea. This is cool. So, how about you type in, if you want this, this is $150. It's one of our nicer pieces tonight. And type in Cityscape. Cityscape. And you get this Jeffrey Allen Love Spider Man. Love Cityscape. Yeah, Marcus, you know what? I'll take that. I'll take that. Got a lot of people typing Cityscape, but you know what, Marcus, you're close enough. I'm going to give it to Marcus. Very cool. Jeff is he's working on various projects right now, including, believe it or not, comics, and he's just got we have a lot of guys that other artists will gravitate toward, but in the last 6 months, it's been Jeffrey Allen Love. Everyone's been asking about Jeffrey Allen Love. I think he was a lot of artists didn't know him, even though by the time, when I started repping Jeffrey Allen Love, he already had people like Bill Sienkiewicz and Mike Mignola singing his praises. Paul Pope was telling me about Jeffrey Allen Love. So, but there's, he hasn't worked on a lot of high profile projects. He's put out art books through Flusk Publications. The last 6 months or so, just so many people reach out, ask about him, ask about his art. And I think one thing that's really kind of kickstarted it all was he did Heroes Con over the summer, which is one of the first shows maybe he's done just a handful of shows his entire career. This is the first show he's done in years. And he did a Galactus piece for the Heroes Con auction. I think that really opened everyone's eyes. So if you want to scroll through my Instagram, you can see the Jeffrey Allen Love Galactus that blew everyone's minds. We opened up a commission list. I've been showing the commissions he's been doing. I think they've all been that same quality. So yeah, Jeffrey's a baller. So the next piece is okay. So I'll answer a question. Has Mike Huddleston sold any pages from Decorum? Jay, he has not. And the reason he has not is because those pages are digital. The covers were traditional. Those we've sold. But there are no pages from Decorum, which I'm sorry to say. So the next piece from Jeffrey Allen Love is a personal favorite of mine. It is, of course, Dark Knight. Dark Knight Returns Batman. This thing's great. This is $200, and if nobody claims it, I'll only be too happy because I will buy it for myself. First person to type in Felix's favorite. Felix's favorite gets his cool Dark Knight Returns Batman by Jeffrey Allen Love. Artistic genius. $200. That's it. A lot of people guessing Batman. I see a lot of Batmans, a lot of Dark Knights. Nope. Felix's favorite. Felix's favorite. Mike D. Mike D wins again. Boy, you know what? I think Scott Wingo has been like really fast in the past, and I see him. He's in the first 5. Scott, what's going on today? You're slipping. You're usually like right on it. Well, congrats, Mike D. Your second win. Oh, this breaks my heart. This is so cool. I mean, you really have to, you really have to hold your hands to get an idea of what he's able to do with texture. To indicate form, just in shapes. This is just the guy's just good. All right. So, what does Jeffrey use to make his art? Trade secret. I mean, I haven't seen him work. It's pen ink. On that, he's throwing a little screen tone, a little white paint. But yeah, he has his own. He has his own technique. All right, this is also Batman related, but we are off of Jeffrey Allen Love. We are moving on to Ryan Otley, our resident superhero superstar artist, Ryan Otley. And if you follow Ryan on my site, you see that we've had Invisible art, we've got Spider-Man art, we've had Hulk art, and just about everything sells. I mean, we're pretty much sold out of everything. We're sold out of everything Invincible, minus like a cover or two. And his sketches have been going for crazy money. if you follow him directly, he'll do Whatnot shows, and the prices people are paying for his art on Whatnot. Please check it out. Check it out. If you've ever gone on my site and you thought, oh man, those prices are kind of high. Yeah, wait till you see what people are paying on Whatnot. And though they're not, I mean, they don't name their price. I mean, Brian doesn't name his price. People are just bidding. It's crazy. So this piece would definitely go for a lot more on Whatnot, but on the Felix Comic Art New York FelixCon 2022 wrap up and claim show, this piece is $100. That's it, $100, and you get this Ryan Ollie Batmite. So type in Batmite. Who's first with Batmite? Seth W. Seth W. just typed in Batmite. I think just guessing, I would say Batmite. But congrats, Seth W. You got it. This is a pretty big. This is relatively big for his sketches. He tends to sketch smaller, and this is 8.5 by 11. $100. I'm telling you guys, you tuned in. You're winning. You are winning. We're down to our last few pieces. Just fair warning, okay? But we're moving on to Riley Rossmo. Riley Rossmo, and this is a little color pencil piece with Shazam on color paper, and it's $20. All right, $20. And I want you to type in, Riley is a great guy. Riley is a great guy. Make it a little harder for you. Riley's a great guy. You get this for $20. I see people typing in Shazam because you're guessing. I'm going to tell you something. Nope, Riley is a great guy. And someday I will tell you all why Riley is a great guy. But if you ever met Riley, if you know Riley, you need no further explanation from me. Anthony Toe. I think is that your third win tonight, Anthony? Congrats, Anthony. And then we're going to move on to our biggest. I think this has got to be one of our biggest pieces, like literally, because it's 11 by 17. Check that out. Harley Quinn by Riley, and Riley is now a Harley Quinn artist. His run on Harley is probably the most celebrated run ever on Harley. Just check out all the reviews for it. Harley and writer Stephanie Phillips. Just fantastic reading, a lot of fun. They introduce a new character called the Verdict during their run that DC has plans for. So this is 11 by 17. It's fully penciled, fully inked, and it's only $150. Okay, $150 for 11 by 17. Harley Quinn by an artist I think is going to be synonymous with Harley. And what I want you to type is Riley's Harley is the best. Riley's Harley is the best. And that's a controversial statement. You don't actually have to believe it. It's okay. I believe it. You don't have to. But if you want this for $150, 11 by 17, Riley's Harley is the best. Who we got, Jason? Pat L. Congratulations, Pat L. So we just sold. Someone was asking about issues. We just sold another complete issue of Harley. Riley did through issue 18. He's now moved on to Robin, and we just sold Robin #1 complete as well. But yeah, we sold another complete issue of Harley. But we will be breaking up an issue of Harley before the end of the year. So if you haven't had a chance to get your Harley page yet, you only got so many chances, and then that's it. But we will be breaking up another issue of Harley before the end of the year. This last issue just sold to a big collector, and that Robin issue sold to one of the biggest collectors around too. So if you have been sleeping on Riley, don't sleep on the next Harley drop. Any comments, Jason? We got anyone? Thank you, Casey. That's nice of you. Very gracious of you to offer your congrats to Pat L. Bad Bear Comics says, "Do you own any complete issues?" As a matter of fact, I do. Bad Bear Comics. That's how I understood the joy of complete issues. That's how I really was, the first rep to make a big deal out of promoting complete issues, because I understood. I got to hold it in my hands. Like I told you, if you have a complete issue in a portfolio and you're flipping through it, it's like an artist edition. And I love artist editions. I was always excited by artist edition, and owning a complete issue is owning your own artist edition. That's pretty exciting. So yeah. Ben Uncles says, "How have you been liking the beginning of the Warriors season?" I've been totally fine with the beginning of the Warriors seasons, Ben, because they need to figure out, they need to figure things out. They have a new dynamic to the team. They're trying to mix in young and old. They got to give these young guys experience. I'm okay with them. All that matters is what happens when playoff time. So everything leading up to playoff time is just preparation. I don't think the one-loss record matters as much. David Bungie asks, "What are your thoughts on digital proofs?" I think they're lower than color guides, as far as if you're going to, sort of rank the different OA and OA adjacent artifacts. Digital proofs are below color guides and above like a mass printed poster. It's not original art at all to me. And I think they're trying to so if an artist wants to work digitally, I totally understand. And the book should come first, and you need to make your schedule, etc. But when you do that, to me, you forfeited the original art market. And doing digital proofs is sort of wanting your cake and eating it too. And it's not original art. They're prints. I equate it to vegan cheese. It's just not the real thing. Cards and Comics, any Akira pages coming soon? Maybe 2023. I hope so. Maybe 2023. Tips on finding original manga art. Travis, very, very tough. Just not. It's almost none of it's out there, for a lot of different reasons. I don't know. This is going to be like a longer answer than the whole Peach Momoko thing, which probably took up way too much time. But long story short is, don't waste your time. It's just not worth the effort. And I spent years going to Japan looking for one thing specifically. That was Goseki Kojima's artwork for Lone Wolf and Cub. And I learned so much about the original manga art market just from that quest. That may be a discussion for a future podcast or something. I love artist edition. You should convince DWJ to do an artist edition of Dua Powerbomb. Yeah, that would be really cool. But the economic reality is it have to sell, X number of copies to be viable. And right now, it's artist editions are aimed at nostalgia market, and that's why you don't see too many modern comics become artist edition. But I may have something to announce in not a little bit. It's in the works though. I can't say anymore. Seth W asks, any news on what project's up next for Nick Darrington? Nick worked his butt off for 5 years straight. Doom Patrol, and then all the various cover assignments, and one thing he did work on was a new Batman. It's supposed to be DC had a new initiative. They're going to relaunch Batman. He spent a lot. I've seen all the art for that. It's absolutely amazing. It ultimately didn't happen, but he's been super busy. I don't think he has he's doing covers, but he doesn't have I don't think he's working on a book right now. I could be wrong. Whiskey Geeks asks, are you interested in owning animation cells at all? I see lots of them at the end of the Wednesday Heritage auctions. Whiskey Geeks, not really. Not really. Yeah, just not for me. Ben Uncle says, I would love a manga original art podcast episode, something I know nothing about. Okay, maybe we'll do it, Ben. Thank you, Pat Bear Comics. The vegan cheese was a great comparison. The ultimate insult. You know something? I've eaten vegan cheese. It's not horrible, but it's just not the same thing. Nick Emmett said, "Have you heard when Patara's actually John is coming out?" Great question, Kyle. Because I just talked to Nick last week about it. They are working hard on it. They ran into a speed bump with their colorist. Um, they basically had to bring on other colorists to finish the book, but they have actually a hard publishing deadline. You know, you have certain windows where you get where you have a spot at the printer, so they have to make it. It's going to happen. So I think it's everything has to be turned in November, and then the books get printed, get put on a boat, and it comes out here. We, you know, the book will be completed in November. The actual printed books should be here. I'm hoping first or second quarter 2023. Stacy DeLong says another behind the scenes of your drop would be fun to watch. Well, Stacy, you must have seen the last one because I did the last one for Bill Cox's YouTube channel. We recorded one of the drops as it happened, me and Bill, so people could see, how, you know, get an idea of what they're like, and they're pretty crazy. They're pretty hectic. I can't remember which episode number, but someone probably knows. All right. Um, Last piece, guys. Last piece. And last but not least is Daniel Warren Johnson. And it is a sketched print. This is we just did like we wanted to do like a weird size. So this was extra long. This is 6 by 19 or 20, something like that. Yeah, 19. And it features all his creator-owned characters. This came out last year. This is a special print project we did. We did a color version, which was an open edition, and we also did a limited edition black and white version, um, which was limited to 100. And he did. He drew a full figure in this space here. But for the color edition, if people wanted a sketch, he did a head in this area here. All sold out. We had all the prints that we had left of these. We brought them to shows in 2022, and that's it. They're done. No more. We have a small number left that we're holding on to. We'll do something in the future with them. Maybe release them this way, just as something special for fans who missed out. But these are all the Daniel's original works, his original characters. So you have Extremity, you have Murder Falcon, you got Ghost Fleet here, Space Mullet, and then at the very end, Dual Power Bomb. So he snuck in Dual Power Bomb. This came out last year, but he knew, you know, he was working on Dual Power Bomb. And everyone, and when we put this out, everyone, well, where are those guys? Where are those guys? Well, you found out soon enough. Dual Power Bomb is out now. You should grab it. It's a great read. So this you can get signed, sketched Daniel Warren Johnson print for the low price of $50. And of course, you get Beta Ray Bill, another one of the books he worked on. Not his character, of course, but the greatest Beta Ray Bill story ever, if I may say. And if you want this for $50, cool Daniel Warren Johnson Beta Ray Bill sketch, I want you to type in the worlds of DWJ, the worlds of DWJ, just like that. And you get this for $50. Who we got, Jason? Justin Waller, the worlds of day. Dude, I don't know. Do we give that to him? TAMD1. So who is it? You know what? Scroll up higher. Scroll up higher, Jason. I think we're missing someone. I see Tim L. I think it's Tim L, if I'm not mistaken. Tim L, is that right? Okay, I think we're going to give it to Tim L. I don't know what it shows like for you guys, but from our end, Tim L is first, and we're going to go by what we see. Cool. And that's it. Let's look through what you guys won. You got Daniel Warren Johnson, Worlds at Sign and Sketch, Worlds at DWJ Print. 11 by 17, Riley Rossmo Harley Quinn. A color, Riley Rossmo Shazam. Ryan Otley, Batmite. And my favorite, of course, Jeffrey Allen Love, Dark Knight. Jeffrey Allen Love, Spider-Man. Can you see Spider-Man with the glare? Oh, okay. Spider-Man. James Herron. Two-character sketch, Wolverine and Guy. Big Barda and Darkseid. More Herron. Kirby inking example by Herron. Ryan Sook, Batman. Ryan Sook, Saturn Girl. Ryan Sook, Triplicate Girl. Ryan Sook, Superboy. This is a really cool, fun set. I can't remember who won it, but all four paper girls. All four paper girls for $40. Good change. And let off with Wonder Woman. Okay, I hope you guys all had fun. Any last second questions? Thank you so much for making New York Felix Con another big success. We do it twice a year, San Diego Felix Con, New York Felix Con. As long as I get good stuff, we're going to keep on doing it. So James Miller asks, any charity auction art drops coming? Working on it, James. Thank you for asking. Our charity is Lou Family Fund. Go to loufamilyfund.org. All your donations are greatly appreciated. And we do plan on doing some art auctions soon. Well, thanks for all these comments. Thanks, guys. Thanks for all your comments. Really appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Please hit that thumbs up button. I released a podcast, was it just last week? Check it out. You can find them all archived on my site. It was with collector Richard Martinez, one of my favorite people in the hobby. I thought it was a really fun conversation. I like Richard a lot. Aditya asked, when's the next big Felix virtual event? If you mean like San Diego Felix Con or New York Felix Con, not until next year, San Diego Felix Con. Thank you, TAMD1. Thank you, Reba. Morgan Hatfield says, I didn't get anything this week. Had fun watching. Last second question. Can James Wiseman redeem his career, or are you ready to write him off already? Ben, are you crazy? He's just getting started. What's there to redeem? The guy was hurt. I'm not writing him off. You're crazy. All right. Another great show. Thanks. Incredible live show. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Matthew Todd. Any more podcasts? Would love to be on our own show sometime. Yeah, Whiskey Geeks, just go ahead and write me. The RM interview was wonderful. Thank you, Matthew Todd. That's Richard Martinez. Richard is the night. Matthew, next time you see Richard, let him know and get to meet him. Great guy. Anthony Tosh, should I just email you after? Yes, Anthony. I'm not sure how else I can say it. If you want anything tonight, you got to email me. Otherwise, I don't know how to get this to you. Scott Wingan says, will there be a Lou Family Fund CAF event like last year? Scott, if you mean like on the Bill Cox show, I don't know. That's going to be up to Bill. But we'll be doing like an art auction fundraiser. I mean, we're working on it. But thank you, Scott. Thank you, George. Travis Liebman says, thank you for the answer about manga. Lowell from Cub OGR would be incredible to see. Travis, if you actually there's a big counterfeit manga art controversy about 10 years ago or so. And I'm quoted in that article. I'll shoot me an email, I'll send you a link. Smash that like button. Thank you, VB. Okay, is that it? Ben H. Was Chuck right? Will Clay ever be the same? Even if Clay wasn't hurt, he's 32 years old. So no, he's not going to play like he did in his early to mid 20s. It's just, on top of the injuries, but he's still a very effective player. He's still a great player. And I think, it's still early. I think he'll heat up. I think he'll shoot as well as before. The defense is going to be an issue. Tim Hill says, what was with the toy pick on socials? Yes, there was a connection with that toy pick and the New York Felix Con, which nobody's quite figured out. So maybe should I just tell you all now, or still give people a chance? Although, you know what? Someone did. There was someone who said something, and I'm just going to give it to him. He said the Badger Brock said, Alex, I'll take things that excite Felix for 500, please. You know what? That's close. It's not the right answer, but it's true that those things excite me. Those subjects excite me. New York Felix Con excites me. Art excites me. So Badger Brock, if you are in the audience, you win the prize. And what is the prize? I'm going to show you. Hang on. The prize is our awesome new Felix comic art shirt, which promotes Wall Power. We are the home of Wall Power. We're the home of art drops and everything else that everyone else is doing these days. So this is our latest shirt. And if you're Badger Brock, this was the prize. You're going to get it. But you know what? We're going to give one of these away to everyone who's viewing. Jason is going to run a randomizer. So there's still, great reminder, still one last thing to give away. Felix Comic Art Wall Power t-shirt. These are quality shirts. I mean, the shirts I made 10 years ago, people are still wearing because they last, they fit great, they look nice. So there you go. You can win your own tonight. We're going to do a lucky draw. Badger Brock, you got one for having an answer I liked. All right, so Jason's going to run it. 46 entries. Go ahead and draw. You have a 1 in 46 chance. You just got to be a large, extra large, or double XL. Let's see what it's going to be. It would be too funny if it's Poop Kid. Bootlegging is a habit. Congratulations, bootlegging is a habit. Although, do you have one already? Bootlegging is a habit. Do you want another one? You can have two. I think I gave one to you already. All right. Well, Dan, you get another one. Write me, Dan. Just remind me. L, XL, 2XL, whatever. You'll get another one. You can wear one during the day, wear one at night. And I think that's it, guys. I think that is it. It is. It's a Sunday night. Thank you all so much for spending Sunday night with us, and we'll have to do this again sometime. This was fun. Thank you, Jason, and we'll be back next time with our unboxing art show. Yams will be back in town. Probably in a few more weeks. We need to get some art in. We just did a big unboxing show. In the meantime, you guys have any questions, hit me up on email, comment on social media. You know the drill. Okay, I think that's it, Jason. Good night, everyone.